how to colour rainbow water with an element of perspective when using alcohol markers like these ones. So I'm going to talk you through how to do rainbow water but with perspective. So imagine that we're looking, say, at a swimming pool from an angle rather than top down like the other water texture to the side of this one. So for the rainbow water, you're going to first start with a wash of a very pale blue colour and then go over the top with a darker blue. Now for this lines, when we're going over the top, making those wiggly kind of blob-like shapes, you're going to want to start off with whatever's going to be the furthest away needs to be quite close together, and making sure that those blobs get wider and wider and wider as they come closer into the front of the image, if that makes sense. So towards the bottom of the box, I've kind of done it a lot bigger, whereas towards the top it's a lot smaller because we're imagining that perspective. Now as things get further away, they get smaller. Then we're going to go in, I've added some of that pale blue over the top again, just to make some blobs to add a bit more texture and dimension, to show that the pool is maybe a deep pool. And then going in with my pastel kind of colour palette of different colours. So I've got the yellow here. I'm just kind of doing highlights of yellow, so not completely going over the top of all of those darker blue lines, but kind of adding in a bit of yellow. I'm then going to add in some pink next, so similar to the yellows, kind of not going over every single line, not tracing over the top, but adding in highlights of pink and maybe some new lines as well. Now I'm going to go in with the pale purple, so the lilac colour, and do exactly the same thing, remembering to keep those blobs at the top as thin and as small as possible, getting bigger as you work down the image towards you. That's kind of key if you'd like the perspective. Same with the green. And then I'm now going to go in with my white Posca pen. This is a 0.7. And I'm going to kind of trace over where some of those darker blue lines were originally, but also adding in some slightly kind of new lines, thickening up areas of my white Posca pen where I feel it kind of looks best. There's no kind of method to where those thicker bits go versus the thinner bits. It just vary it up to kind of show that different texture and depth. And again, getting smaller as I get further away. So as I get further up my page, it's getting smaller to kind of add to that perspective. Adding some highlights with the yellow, kind of add that texture in. So this is how I do a rainbow swimming pool effect with perspective. I've then just gone in with my dark blue pen again, just to kind of go over the top, because obviously those white lines wouldn't be perfectly uniform in real life. So kind of I'm trying to add a bit more dimension to it by going over the top of my dark blue. And then you have it, a nice easy peasy rainbow water with perspective tutorial. Let me know if you try it out.